It used to be that heading west was the direction to go if you wanted fame. But that is not the case with 384 young boxers from all over the United States and parts of Canada. In pursuit of their dream, they headed south to Miami for the 63rd Annual National Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions. And tonight, only 24 remain, 12 of whom will be crowned champions before the night is over. It's the finals of the oldest amateur boxing tournament in America, and we are proud and happy to bring it to you right here on ESPN. Miami, of course, is the fun and sun capital of the world, but it's doubtful that these young Golden Glovers have come here this week to soak up the rays. They are here for business. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Nover, and welcome to the Miami Arena. To suggest this week has been eventful would be an understatement. We have had surprises galore, but I think probably the highlight of this entire week is the fact that 3 young men who won titles in Knoxville last year have earned the right to defend their championships. Yes, 3 of the 12 finalists are, in fact, defending champions. Working with me this year is Van Stokes. And Van, we've been here all week, had a chance to watch these matches develop, and in fact watch the pairings develop. Most interesting.
Sam, we've had a chance to watch the cream rise to the top, if you will. Almost 400 boxers started this competition 6 days ago. They had the preliminary round, the secondary round, quarterfinals, semifinals, and today we've got the championship, a championship at stake in each of the 12 weight classes.
Well, I've been sitting next to you all week, and you've been touting some boxers. I know you're in love with a couple of pairings. Enlighten our viewers, will you?
A lot of boxers have caught my eye. But in particular, I'm attracted to the 119-pound category. Not so much because of the matchup, but because of the boxer, Santana Lewis. He's going against Aristide Clayton. Santana Lewis, a defending champion. He's slick, he's quick, he's fun to watch. The other one, Sam, is the 178-pound category, light heavyweights. Kenny Keene going against 2-time defending champion and perhaps the finest boxer in this tournament, Jeremy Williams.
All right, Van, we don't want to deceive anybody. These kids have had a great time in Miami during the day. At night, of course, it's been work, and this is the climax of a hard week of work for these Golden Glovers. Our first bout in the 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions coming up right after this. The 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. Are boxing the Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions inside the Miami Arena. Nice to have you with us. At 139 pounds, the finalists were 18-year-old Vancouver, Washington native Pat Brasino. 140 wins, only 10 losses. Referee stopped the contest 30 times. And his opponent was 21-year-old Sacramento, California native Mark Lewis, 92-11. And it was not a popular decision, Van.
It was a controversial decision. Although we see right now Mark Lewis jumping out, moving to the body, then up to the head of Pat Brasino. Lewis getting the better end of that entanglement. But this is the way it went the whole bout. Sometimes for Lewis, sometimes for Brasino. Again, the crowd saw it one way, the judges saw it another way.
I had a sense that Lewis may have stolen this one in the last round, and apparently the judges, in majority, ruled in that favor. Mark Lewis is the winner of the Golden Gloves Championship 1990 at 139 pounds. At 147 pounds, the finalists were Randy Ekman, a veteran of 285 amateur bouts out of Bloomfield, Nebraska, against Jesse Briseño, a 19-year-old youngster from I Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And it was not exactly a stylish bout, Van, I don't think.
Not a classic boxing match. But Jesse Briseño moves in, turns very well, and lands a couple of great shots on Randy Ekman. The type of shots that he was successful with throughout the bout that got him the nod.
And he took advantage of the long reach to put it away. He was the winner almost from start to finish with Ace Miller out of Knoxville, Tennessee, presenting him the winner's trophy. The winner at 147 pounds and the champion of the 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions, Jesse Briseño. At 156 pounds, here are the finalists. From St. Louis, Missouri, 20-year-old Eric Benford, a boxer puncher, terribly aggressive in his style. 17 out of 20 he's won with 8 referee stops contests. And his opponent, Reve Springs, 18-year-old from that great boxing haven of Cincinnati, Ohio. 80-4 his record. We will join this bout in progress. Awaiting the warning whistle and then the bell for the final 2 minutes At 156 pounds, we're looking for a champion. It'll come from either the near corner, Reve Springs, or the far corner, Eric Benford. You know, we've referred, Van, a number of times during our program tonight about the 2-minute rounds and 3-minute rounds. Give me a quick sense of what it's like to a boxer if you fought 3-minute rounds before and you're cut to 2.
Let's put it like this, Sam. If you and I show up for a 100-yard dash, we get to the start line, the starter says, gentlemen, today we're going to run 66 2/3 yards. Who's going to win, the fastest or the quickest? Carl Lewis, great example. He's the fastest, but the quickest guy's going to win it, not necessarily the fastest.
Guy out of the blocks.
That's it.
And they know that. They're well aware that they've got to use every second of every round to their advantage. Benford has been the pursuer. Springs has been on the outside trying to use his jab, take advantage of his great reach over Benford. And whether he's done it to the satisfaction of the judges remains to be seen.
Those gloves are coming way down right now in Reve Springs, way down. But he's just moving around the ring, and he's not allowing himself to get hit. If he had pockets, I think he'd put his gloves in his pockets.
Interesting. Interesting. He can't possibly think he's got this one. This week may have fatigued some of these young men more than we could have imagined, Van.
For some of these guys, they have boxed 5 times this week. Now, that's the good point of boxing 2-minute rounds, Sam. They're boxing 5 times, but only 2/3 of the normal time.
Exactly. Over the course of the week, you're saving 5 minutes of boxing time, which can really spend you.
Those punches add up. They don't just add up during the course of a bout. They add up during the course of a tournament.
Cumulative, of course. Final 25 seconds of this one. It has not been terribly eventful, quite honestly. We had expected a bit more out of Eric Benford. We knew what Springs would do, and Eric simply has not been able to run him down. Now, whether he's gotten to him enough to win the bout remains to be seen.
Oh, Springs got his wood glove caught in the rope.
He did
on that
indeed.
side.
Almost paid for it. That's it. Bell is sounded. This one is history. Let's take a look at it again. He just was trying to move along the ropes, man. He got tied up.
Eric Benford just happened to be on the wrong side of him. He sees him coming, though, and then he slips his glove out of the ropes. He says, I'm glad I got out of that.
And the winner in the 156-pound National Golden Glove champion in the blue corner from Cincinnati, Reve Springs.
Well, there's your second victory for Cincinnati in this competition. Reve Springs, 18-year-old, the miniature Larry Donald that we dubbed him earlier this week, has won himself a Golden Gloves championship at 156 pounds, and he did it, Van. Despite the fact you pointed out through most of the third round, he virtually dropped his hands.
Well, Reve Springs got out early. He thought he stayed on the outside, got enough scoring blows in round number 1 and number 2. So he said, Sam, I'm going to coast through this third round. And that he did. He dropped his hands, and away he went. Benford couldn't catch him.
I loved your line. If he had pockets, he would put his gloves in it, but now he's got himself a championship belt to put in those pockets as well.
Did you hear about it? A big new base.
These are the super heavyweights. The challenger, Martin Foster, the 22-year-old from Hutchinson, Kansas. 30 victories, only 2 losses. A very game young man, but he'll have to be to meet the defending champion of the super heavyweight division, Larry Donald, 23 years old, from Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll join this one in progress.
Get off first. Be first. Gotta be first with your combination. Okay.
So we await the warning whistle and the bell for round number 3, the final 2 minutes. You know, Larry Donald has claimed, Van, all week long that in the earlier bouts he was not challenged. He didn't expect to be challenged in this one. So far he hasn't been. And the fact of the matter is, and I think you touched upon it in the first round, unless he gets challenged, he's not going to become a better boxer.
And he has to be pushed a little bit to his limit. Unfortunately, Martin Foster has not been able to push Larry Donald in this particular bout. But it can work in the other way. Donald can come down and fight, lose some of his skills, just kind of get sloppy in the ring. But thus far, I'd have to say he's been fairly disciplined. He's not allowed that to happen.
However, this event, this tournament, has not been a good training base for Donald, whose next look is at the Goodwill Games. And you can rest assured he's going to meet some matches there.
I think so. We'll see Larry Donald at the box office June 8th and 9th in the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. And then right on down the road in the Goodwill Games, he'll become an established super heavy by the time it's all over.
looking for his 27th victory, and this is 30th amateur bout. Other than losing to the Cuban and the Bulgarian boxer in international world championships, the only other loss he sustained was to Kevin Ford in the Golden Gloves tournament of 1988. And he has a kind of an interesting approach to the 92 Olympic Games. He's not crazy about the thought. He said he'd be honored, he'd love to, but I think he feels that a sweet professional deal making along between now and then that would preclude him becoming a member of the U.S. Olympic team, but I don't know.
I'm not for sure he's ready for that right now. I think he just needs to continue to develop his skills, develop his strengths, be pushed along the road. And what a great opportunity, 1992. Sam, this is a pivotal year. We're just talking a short time away when you get down to it.
You bet. 15 seconds to go in this one. And if it's not Donald, you've got a scoop, I can tell you that, because while he's been a game opponent, Martin Foster certainly has not brought the bout to Larry Donald, and you have to do that because Donald's got the style, he's got the quicker hands, he's got the punching ability, and he certainly used it, I would presume, to win back-to-back Golden Gloves championships. And so that's it for our super heavyweight bout. We'll see whether or not Larry Donald has retained his championship, and we'll do it right after this. At 165 pounds, here are the finalists. Kenneth Bowman, 22 years old, from Chicago, Illinois, winner of 48 of 51 bouts, a murderous body puncher. And his opponent was Frank Vassar, a seasoned veteran, a young man who'd won 182 amateur bouts, a 21-year-old native of Spokane, Washington. And Van, as we check out early third-round action here, we waited for Bowman to explode. He had his moments, but as you will see, not enough.
Well, I kept waiting for Vassar to start moving left and moving right, but as you can see, Vassar says, I'm going to stand up here and take your best and then give you my best. It turned out into a barrage of punches, very little defense. Some of them landed, some of them didn't. More Vassar's landed than Bowman's.
And when all was said and done, Mr. Vassar dropped the blind on Kenneth Bowman, and the winner, by a decision, and 1990 Golden Gloves champion at 165 pounds, Frank Vassar.
And the winner in the super heavyweight division in the National Golden Glove Championship, in the blue corner from Cincinnati, Larry Donald.
No surprise there. Larry Donald has back-to-back National Golden Gloves championships. And so the 23-year-old native of Cincinnati, Ohio, continues along his merry way, ascending the scale of the amateur boxing ranks. And you may see this young man wearing a professional heavyweight belt someday.
Ready for duty, Paul?
With Van Stokes, this is Sam Nover back at the Miami Arena, where the 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions is history, and I don't think anybody was disappointed. We have a boxer of the entire tournament. I was going to ask you to predict one, but they've already announced it, and I don't think it comes as any great surprise, does it?
I'd already formulated my own opinions, and I'm going to have to say I concur with the organizers. It was Jeremy Williams who came out and fought a very fine bout against Kenny Keene. I think he really deserves it.
Van, we started this night by talking about a couple of things. Number one, there were 3 defending champions. 2 of them have successfully defended, and Boris Powell is the only one who lost. You also set the night up magnificently. You set up the bout that everybody was anticipating, the one you thought would be the key bout, and you also talked about Santana Lewis, who ended up being probably one of the most entertaining bouts this tournament has seen in years.
Santana Lewis is not only an entertaining boxer, but he's also a very likable young man. Sam, we talked to Santana Lewis. We knew he was going to have the hometown crowd behind him. He went out there, he did his work. He hung around a little bit too long, but he came out and finished real well.
All right, let's recap every single bout in the finals here. At 106 pounds, you see Roberts defeated Filane. At 112 pounds, Austin over Dunlap. In the 119-pound division, that's where Santana Lewis got the backing of the home crowd, the partisan Miamians, and of course his family and friends, and defeated a very game Clayton, who gave him all he could handle and more. At 125 pounds, it was Sepulveda defeating Mason. In the next group, we've got Murphy over Cristofolo. Love the kid from Argentina. I know you did too.
Very quiet kid because he doesn't have a command of the English language yet. But he came out, and he was not in the least bit awed against Lamar Murphy. Lamar Murphy, another hometown favorite from Miami, turned the trick, though, on Cristofolo and won his bout.
And then Mark Lewis was a winner over Brasino. It was Brasenio, not to be confused with Brasino, who defeated Ekman. And then Springs, the Cincinnati kid, over Benford, the guy from St. Louis who you thought so highly of.
Well, Springs came out and fought a very good bout. He did what he had to do, and that was to stay away from Benford. Benford could have got inside and done some damage, but Springs didn't let that happen. Subsequently, Springs is the winner.
And in the Final Four, very, very game Frank Vassar over Bowman. We thought Bowman was a bit, not intimidated, but a little reluctant to be as aggressive as we had seen him. Williams over Keane in what was just a tremendous bout, and Williams distinguishing himself as the best boxer in this entire event.
He did, but you know, I have to hand it to Kenny Keane. Kenny Keane came out and looked like midway through he could take control of that bout. But Williams was just a little bit too forceful, just a little bit too much power with his punches, and I think he grabbed the respect of Kenny Keane. I think it's a mutual respect, though, Sam.
Yeah, and then the big bombers, Boris Powell, who we have so much great expectation for, even though he won the tournament last year, just has not lived up to expectation. But he lost. He simply was beaten here by the young man named Gregory Suttington, and then Larry Donald did not have any problem defending his title. While we're handing out compliments and plaudits, I must say to you, young man, that you kept your voice intact. I don't know how you did it, but we thought you'd lose it before this night ever began. Congratulations. A delight to work with you.
Thank you, Sam. It's been a pleasure. I've been raspy, but it's been most enjoyable.
All right, and so for Van Stokes, this is Sam Nover thanking you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions from the Miami Arena. The 1990 Golden Gloves Tournament of Champions from the Miami Arena has been brought to you by Budweiser.